system volume.
Okay. All right, guys, sneak in here. Let's get rolling. Man, is it St. Patrick's Day? Is everyone out at the bars getting drunk? We should have told them we had green beer and champagne here. All right, we got a quick video. Let's run that. There's a lot of green on this row here.
Anyway, I know I spent a lot of time defending SeaWorld,
yeah,
but
thank
they
you.
really do a terrific job with the fish.
Cool.
Here's a check whenever you're ready. No
Yeah,
rush.
turn that up and
He was
maybe.
great, by the way. I think we tip him, right?
Okay, so how should we do this?
I mean, I guess I could put it on my card?
No, you don't have to do that.
If it's easier, we can just split it 6 ways.
Well, some people had more than others.
Did
Well,
they?
let's just go through and see who ordered what.
Okay, that's fair.
Diet Coke,
That's me.
Coke Zero,
That's me.
Sprite Zero,
Me as well, just obeying my thirst.
iced tea, me, Arnold Palmer,
What?
Arnold Palmer with tequila,
Someone had to get the party started.
whole roasted chicken, extra potatoes,
Seems familiar.
flat iron pork chop, sub out broccoli for potatoes.
Okay, no, wait. That I ordered for the table, although I probably did eat the lion's share of it.
98-ounce porterhouse steak.
Okay, don't look at me, because I did not get that. I'm serious. I didn't get that. There's no way. Come on.
There's a photo of you on the wall. 4 bacon cheeseburgers to go.
Okay, I'm off the hot seat, Bob. That's you.
I'm a vegetarian.
Little too much information.
The Carson Daily, chicken broth and vodka.
Yeah, I was trying to switch it up. A man cannot live on tequila alone.
5 shots of tequila, but leave them in the bathroom so my friends don't find out.
Yeah, I'm actually more concerned you called us friends.
A dozen raw eggs still in the container.
That, I'll admit, was a little grocery shopping. And I don't expect you guys to pay for that.
Your nicest white wine with a note that says, "Please take me back, Jennifer. I am so sorry. I know we can make this work if you just tell the judge you were lying."
They wrote that on the bill? Why? Just to embarrass me?
No, they charged you because you asked for it to be done by a calligrapher.
It's beautiful.
Bowl of turkey chili with a rum floater.
Did I do that?
Urkel.
Another small side of potatoes.
That actually was me. Those potatoes did look good.
And a Cadillac margarita.
Hey, it's 5 a.m. somewhere, right?
AM?
Is anyone else really blacking out right now?
Mr. Jackie, St. Croix, St. Thomas. We invited you to this meeting because you said you uncovered a map that would show us the true location of the Holy Grail.
We've been more than patient with you. Now produce the map at once.
There are interested parties, Nazis, who are most eager to possess it.
All right, I'm just gonna come clean. I'm not the successful dentist turned janitor turned influencer you all thought I was, and I don't have the map. Because it belongs in a museum.
It's him!
Dr. Indianapolis Bones!
The Adventures of Indianapolis Bones.
Not so fast, Dr. Bones.
Nothing my trusty whip can't handle.
Go! You killed him! You killed Dr. Bones in the first episode?
Only on Amazon Prime. We're still figuring it out.
Good job, Kelsey. That was good. Can we hit those back there, Jay? Thanks. Am I echoing? Yeah. I think we have. Woo! All right. So this is our new speaker system, right? Perfect. Huh? Now it's not working. Do you hear me back there? No. Now we're in the. So how do we get the? Well, you don't want to know. So how do we get outside the windows on? It's on here. Hear me now? No? We're going through a learning curve. Home services, why don't you come up real quick so we can, and carrying transitions, thank you. What do we got back there? We got green beer, green tequila, green, got a lot of green in here. Thank you guys, they provided breakfast and a St. Patrick's drink, which I'm not sure if there's alcohol or not in alcohol in that, but Go test that out, somebody.
Hi.
You are talking for us? All right, shoot away.
I'm Deanna with Home Services. I sit down at the Sarpy office. I've been in lending for about 25 years. But
1 second. Not working.
we just kind of wanted to remind you some of the programs we have to help you and your buyers out.
So none of these are timeouts, sorry. None of the mics are turning on, guys.
Can you guys hear me if I yell?
No, they can't because they can't hear you on the outside, sorry. Well, there's no light at all. There's no red, there's no green, there's no nothing.
Can you guys hear me now?
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm Deanna Weatherford with Home Services Lending. I've been in the business for about 20 years, and I sit down at the Sarpy office. I've been with Home Services for about 4. We just wanted to go over some of the programs we have going on right now to help you guys out in the spring market. Our Competitive Edge program is a we submit the file with a TB-determined property address and get the buyer fully underwritten before they ever even write an offer. It kind of helps compete against cash offers. So the only thing that's left is usually title and appraisal. Right now we're doing a lender paid on FHA, a 1-year buy down. So if the buyer locks in at 5.99, the lender will pay the subsidy at 4.99 for 1 year at no cost to the buyer. It's just kind of to help us, I believe, to get more FHA loans. Our VA special we're running right now is we'll pay for the appraisal. Saves the veteran anywhere between $650 and $800. And then we do have some options for you guys to buy before they sell, some bridge loans, home equities, that type of thing to look at, because I know a lot of buyers don't want to write an offer until their house is sold. Norma and Chad and I will be around afterwards if you guys have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Then where do we have real quick, Jay, Reminder Media, is that right now, or do we have some time? Oh, they're on? Okay. So Reminder Media, real quick. We got a quick 10-minute presentation, then we're going to dive into a whole bunch of things. I'm going to give you guys some heads up on some stuff we're going to announce at the convention. One just got announced an hour ago on a deal with Zillow, and then another deal I'm working on that I hope we can get a contract signed on today. So we've got some fun, exciting news ahead.
Well, good morning, everybody. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. Just want to make sure the volume's good before we get started. Can you hear me
We're
okay?
good. We're good.
Good? Okay. Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank Kelsey and Jay for coordinating for us to come out. Also, special thanks to Vince, your CEO. Vince approved us to be out today, and he's actually been a client of ours for about 7 or 8 months now. So for those of you that are familiar with Reminder Media, maybe you've worked with us in the past, I would ask you, please don't tune me out just yet. We've got a lot of new additions, and we've just recently become Berkshire's newest Exceed partner. So we have been working in unison with Berkshire for about the last 10 months to come up with this partnership. And one of the tools that we created for you is this brand new branded publication called the Real Estate and Lifestyle Magazine. This was designed specifically for Berkshire, so if you don't work for the Berkshire brand, you can't even get your hands on this particular publication. Let me give you a quick background on the company. Reminder Media has been in business now for over 22 years. We have over 35,000 plus realtor brokers nationwide currently working with us. You're more than welcome to check out our reviews online. If you go to Google, Instagram, you can check us out. We've got thousands of raving fans out there, a lot of 5-star reviews on what we've done. And we also have one of the #1 real estate podcasts in the country. It is called Stay Paid. So if you'd like to check that out, like I said, Stay Paid. You can find it on Instagram or on YouTube. It is considered one of Apple's top 100 for real estate podcasts. Now, one of the really unique parts about working with us is that we're not just a real estate marketing company. We actually have our own real estate team. And we use this team as the case study to figure out what actually works and what doesn't in the current environment that we all have been working in. The last couple of years have been some of the most difficult years in real estate in quite some time. So we're using this team as the guinea pig to really figure out what works and what doesn't. Now, this team is called the Akery Brothers Realty Team. It's a very small, intimate team of realtors, only 6 agents total working on this team. Last year alone, those 6 agents closed 250 transactions with over 68 million in volume and over 50% of their deals coming through referral. Again, I don't show you these numbers to impress you. It's just to kind of impress upon you that we do have a blueprint here. We know what works and what doesn't, and we will share that blueprint with you if you decide to move forward with us. Now, the number one bread and butter touch point that this team is using to get these results, not only for past client nurture, but also for new lead generation, is the branded magazines that we produce. Now, you might be familiar with some of our flagship publications at the bottom here, like Good to Be Home, Start Healthy, American Lifestyle, or Business in Action. But the one that I'm going to hyper focus on is the Real Estate and Lifestyle magazine, because again, this was specifically designed for Berkshire, and only Berkshire agents can get their hands on it. Now, in each magazine, we give you 6 different areas of full customization. We're going to brand you on the front cover, inside front cover, 2 tear-out cards, and then the back inside cover and the back cover itself. In these 6 areas, you have the ability to add any accolades that you want to. So, for example, if you wanted to have your featured listings, recently sold properties, customer testimonials, information about the brokerage, any awards that you've won, all of those things can be put into these 6 areas of customization. Now, just to give you a little bit more of an intimate look here, starting on the front cover, again, you're going to be the star of the show. You'd have your headshot and all your contact information on here. Right above the title of the magazine will say compliments of your name. We also create landing pages for you on the front cover, which the landing page is a very unique way for you to get new lead generation and build your pipeline. We actually track these QR codes for you. In my professional opinion, the way that you should be using these QR codes is for a free home estimate, because most people want to know the equity of their home these days, and we track these QR codes for you. So as soon as somebody fills this QR code out, you'll get an immediate email with their name, their address, their phone number. Everything you need to build pipeline and build listing opportunities is all provided right through the cover of your magazine. On the inside front cover, we have a personalized letter that we write for you. This is an excellent way for you to nurture your past client relationships and stay top of mind. You could also use this personalized letter as a value proposition or a bio about your business. We also give you 2 tear-out cards in the magazine. The tear-out cards can be used for a range of different use cases. Berkshire has asked us to do real estate pro tips by default. So by default, we do things like 5 things a new homeowner would want to know, or ways you can improve the property value before you sell it. That's the type of stuff we do by default. But you could do recipe cards, you could do sports calendars, you could do whatever you want here. The sky is the limit. In terms of the content, I'm going to keep it very short and sweet here. The content, I always compare it to almost like an HGTV, right? It's got a little bit of something for every type of homeowner: household management, do-it-yourself projects, seasonal advice, landscaping, gardening, you name it, interior design and decorating. It really has a little bit of something for every type of consumer. But I think what's more important to state about the contents is you'll notice that it doesn't have a single ad or solicitation. This is not going to have solar panels for sale or air conditioning units or any type of solicitation or marketing whatsoever. You're also not competing with any other agents or any other businesses, and there's also nothing controversial. So no politics, no religion, nothing in here that's going to derail your brand. This is a very systematic and autonomous way of staying connected to the people that matter most, nurturing your database and staying top of mind. And we are considered the #1 referral generating magazine in the country right now when it comes to real estate. So as we continue flipping through here, getting towards the tail end of the magazine, again, you'll see it's got a little bit of something for everyone. Here's your second tear-out card, and then we give you the back inside cover, full page ad. Same thing on the back cover, full page ad. So now that you've seen the magazine, I'm going to give you a couple of use cases, and we're going to wrap this up with pricing and incentives. The QR code, again, it's a game changer in terms of getting you listing opportunities and building your pipeline. The letter on the inside front cover, you could also use this to replace a current newsletter. So if you're doing a newsletter, we can replace that as well with the magazine. Likely to Move is a system that we now include with the Berkshire partnership. So if you're a realtor that is maybe starting from scratch and you don't have a database to speak of, you're really just kind of starting from the beginning, we have a system that will actually source people that are going to sell their home in the next 12 months. And we do that by looking at their property data, their consumer data, but most importantly, we can now look at their search activity online. We can give you a refined list of people that will sell their home in the next 12 months. You can either score your database with this system, or you can completely start from scratch, and I could look at developments, zip codes, neighborhoods for you. It is unlimited predictive analytics using this system. There is no cost to use it. You can utilize this as much as you like to continue to find listing opportunities. And then finally, you can feature business partners in the magazine, which I think is a great leverage here. You can add your lender, your title company, your home inspector. So it's a great way to leverage some of those professional relationships for some more referrals. You could also drop off these magazines in local business lobbies. I think the one thing that most businesses in your area are all going to have in common is waiting rooms or waiting areas with magazines. You could drop these off at doctor's offices, dentist offices, attorneys' offices, divorce attorneys, senior living facilities, elder care attorneys. There's many different places that you can leave these magazines in local areas to be more well known. And then last but not least, you can also get personal copies for listing presentations, open houses, door-to-door knocking, whatever you feel is fit for your use case. So with that said, go ahead and grab your pens. I'm going to wrap this up with pricing and incentives, and then I'm happy to take any quick questions that the team might have. The first thing that we're going to do is we want to come out guns blazing on this Berkshire partnership. This has been about a 10 months in the making, so we want to make this an offer that you can't refuse. We're going to start by giving everybody a one-time trial opportunity where there is no contract. You can dip your toes in the pool and try this one time. Get something out for the spring market, scratch the record on what clients are used to seeing, and after that, you can decide if you want to continue or not. Now, the price per magazine, believe it or not, these are less than a Hallmark card. They are $4.99, and that is landed to your client's door. This includes all the shipping, all the customizations. This does include postage, and we ship it directly to your client for you. Now, we only require a minimum of 50 magazines, 50. So it's very cost effective to do. It's a $249.50 investment for 50 magazines. And again, that includes all the customizations and everything I just showed you in this demo. Now, the big kicker is this. Our normal setup fee, if we didn't have a relationship with Berkshire and we didn't launch this partnership with Vince and your team, the normal setup fee would have been $299 to work with us. But through this presentation, we're going to come out guns blazing. Anybody that signs up through this presentation is going to get it for $9.99. It's going to literally cost you $10 to get your foot in the door, and you will have 30 days to pay for your magazines. So you have 30 days to come up with the $249.50 for the magazines. The only upfront cost that you'll pay today is the $9.99. So with that said, I'm going to drop this down for the team. I'm going to pop this open. If you are interested in learning more about what we have to offer, if you're interested in getting signed up for the trial, please pull out your phones and scan this QR code. This is going to get you grandfathered into the $9.99 offer. You will need to get signed up before end of day and pay that $9.99 to get grandfathered into this, but we are going to give you the next 30 days to digest our entire system. We're going to give you a username and password. You'll be able to log into a behind-the-scenes look at everything that we're doing. And I also want to add this. Anybody that scans the QR code today is going to get a free resource library. We're going to give you all types of lead magnets, open house kits, door hangers, totally free of charge just for attending today. So whether you move forward with the trial or not, I would still encourage you to scan the QR code to get that free resource library. And I want to go one step further. Anybody that signs up for this thing today, we do not want you feeling like you have to make a knee-jerk reaction. You do need to pay the $9.99 today to get grandfathered in. But over the next 30 days, you can look through everything with a fine-tooth comb. If you change your mind and you decide not to move forward with us over the next 30 days, we are going to refund you the $9.99. No questions asked. We are not going to hurt our relationship with Jay and Vince and Wendy Duran and Berkshire Corporate over you wanting to cancel. But do not sleep on this. If you want something that's very systematic, very autonomous, something that will nurture past client relationships and consistently keep you top of mind, this is the tool to do it. And the magazine also gives you a great reason to call people. I think one of the biggest pain points for most realtors is cold calling people stinks. Nobody likes to do it. And it's much easier to call somebody once you've sent them a gift or an item of value and follow up on that gift to ask for referrals and repeat business. So with that said, I want to thank you guys. Jay, Kelsey, thanks again for having us out. We appreciate you very much. I would love to open up the floor for some super quick Q&A if we have the time for it. If not, I'll let you guys get back to the meeting here.
Any questions? Yes?
What happens if you've already subscribed to it?
What happened if you're already a subscriber?
If you're already currently working with us, then just reach out to customer care and you could switch to this new real estate and lifestyle magazine. You can add the QR codes and the likely to move system, everything I showed you from the partnership. You don't have to scan the QR code. If you're an existing client, Don't do anything but reach out to customer care, let them know that you went through this presentation and you'd like to update the magazine to the differences that you've seen today. I'll also add this. If you're a past client, if you've worked with us before and you're not currently working with us, I will take the $9.99 that you pay today and I'll credit it off the mailing of your magazine. That way you're not paying another setup fee. So if you're a past client, you will pay the $9.99 today like everybody else, but I'm going to take that $10 and just credit it off the mailing of the magazine. That's for past clients only. Great question, though. Any other questions I can answer?
Heather?
Did they say how many times a year it gets mailed out?
So how often does it get mailed out?
Great question. So right now we're offering everybody just a trial opportunity. So this is a single trial mailing so that you can get an idea of the return on investment before you continue. If you do want to continue, most agents in your office are doing this bi-monthly. Not bi-weekly, but bi-monthly. So every other month, your next magazine would go out. And by the way, you can change who the magazine gets mailed to every time. You could segment your list. You could change up between farming, past client nurture. It's totally no difference in cost. It's totally up to you what you want to do. You could also mix and match our magazines. You don't have to send the same magazine to every client. You might have clients that are more into their health and wellness. We can send them Start Healthy. You might have clients that travel more often. We can send them American Lifestyle. So the only difference between our 5 publications is what the content is about, and you'll be able to go through each content with our advisor and pick exactly what clients get what magazine so that you can right fit the content to the specific use case or to the specific client. So to answer your question in total, we do 6 total issues per year, 1 every other month. But the first issue that you're signing up for today is totally just a trial. There is no commitment or contract to have to continue.
All right. We need to roll. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Ryan.
Thank you, guys. We'll follow up with an email. Have a great rest of your day. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Who's going to convention? Good chunk of you. Good. I don't know if I'm excited or not. Berkshire Hathaway, I'm looking at Kelsey, wrote a speech for me. That was probably, what, an hour and a half? And they're like, we want you to do this in 30 minutes. I'm like, well, that's not going to work. So I think we've changed, what, 85, 90% of the speech? And we just started over. They said, redline it all, do it. I said, don't call them. Don't tell them what we're doing. Just when we're done with the speech, send it to them. And they won't have any time to do anything but accept it. So later today, we're going to send it there, and then we're heading down Thursday to start practicing this. So we're excited. But a couple announcements that I'm going to be making at convention is I'm 97% sure. I'm working on who watched the podcast Jimmy and I had 2 Fridays ago with Mark Davison on it. Or who maybe watched his video from Explosion, the marketing stuff. So 1,000 watts in Mark Davison. I was crazy impressed. And coming out of Explosion, we've had a number of people reach out to him. We've got testimonials. He is a creative genius, in my opinion. They do quarterly surveys of the consumer, of what buyers and sellers' sentiment is in the marketplace, and then they go as an ad agency and create ads to put together for you to send out to people, and they charge for that right there $9.95 a year. I think I've cut a deal with them where Mark and his partner Brian's going to do a podcast with us once a month. I'm going to get them to come to 3 or 4 live events a year. They're going to give us monthly tips of how to do things differently, and they're going to give every one of the 40,000 agents in the network the survey information. They're going to give us the library of the last 4 years of surveys they have of what the sentiment is. So I'm hoping to get that contract done today. We've been going back and forth since Friday with that. I will tell you, if we get that, you need to go in there and look at the marketing pieces he has and what he talks about, what is marketing versus what is not marketing, because the clients that use them have a much greater impact than the clients that don't use them. So I'm excited about getting that deal done for the network, hopefully here in the next day or two. And then at 8 o'clock this morning, which is really a counter to what Compass is trying to do with Redfin, is Home Services of America, Berkshire Hathaway, Keller Williams, and RE/MAX cut a deal with Zillow to do Zillow Preview. And it's a program where, and those 4 of us will be the only one that's going to get a referral fee actually out of this. This will be the first time that Zillow's ever paying a referral fee to a listing agent. So and I'm going to take a step back. It's basically about putting coming soons on MLS, and then Zillow syndicates that. So Omaha being one of those MLSs, and I've been talking to Jay about this last week, we're gonna have to get this changed, does not let you, when you have a coming soon, have it syndicated. But there's some MLSs, some of the larger MLSs do. So we need to go back to our MLS and get them to allow us to syndicate coming soons. So let's just assume we can get that done. If that gets done, and you go to Zillow and put your listing on there as a coming soon, and by the way, as a company, we're opting into this, but if you or your seller do not want to have it syndicated, I don't know why you want it when we're done having this conversation, you don't have to. So there's nothing requiring the seller to do it. There's nothing requiring you as a listing agent to do it. You have the option to do it. But basically, if you put your coming soon on, it's not being shown for 2 weeks. In today's world, right, it's not getting syndicated. Nobody's seeing it out there. You have a sign in the yard, and that's really your exposure, right? You maybe you're putting it on social media. We know Zillow's getting between 220 and 250 million unique visitors per month, which is more than double the next closest. 100 million is Homes.com. And so that's where the vast majority of buyers are going to look. So if you put it on there, there'll be two options. They can click on contact agent, or they can hit schedule a showing. Now it's a coming soon, so it can't get scheduled yet, but that will go to a flex agent. So if it comes to you, it comes to you. The odds are 80% of the time it's going to go, I just want to set the expectations, 80% of the time it's going to probably go to schedule a showing to the flex agent. Here's the thing they've never done before. In this agreement, just for those companies that they set this up with, us, the home services companies, Keller Williams, and RE/MAX, there'll be a 10% referral fee back to you, the listing agent, if that flex agent sells them not only your listing, but if they happen to sell them another listing. So if that Zillow Flex, who in here has Flex? I know we have 6 or 7 agents that have that. Briley's, Jay's team in Council Bluffs has it. Libby has it. Yeah, so we have, and none of them are there here today, so I don't know if they know about this program, probably not. So in my mind, you're going to get more exposure. You may get a lead off of it, but if someone's going to go into Zillow and they see that and they do that during that coming soon period, you're now going to get a 10% referral fee coming into the listing broker on that. We'll pay the royalty fee on that, and whatever split you're on. But it's basically, huh?
How does the agent know if there's been a flex lead given out on their listing?
There's a tracking system that they have. I don't understand that fully. It's a little more complicated than I probably need to get someone nerdy like Jay to work on it. So, yes, someone nerdy. So I'll pick one of you guys soon. But there's a tracking system through Follow Up Boss. Follow Up Boss is the system they use, which we know about because of the VIP system we're using, that they have to register where that lead comes in, and they can see that it's a scheduling and it's connected to that coming soon. I don't know how we get our reporting system back on that. So to me, Compass has bought all the Anywhere brands. Coldwell Banker, Sotheby's, Century 21, Better Homes and Gardens. All of those companies with Compass are talking about Redfin, and there's been an underlying thought that Compass for the last 2 years is kind of anti-MLS, and they're trying to create a national MLS, and they're trying to do everything as broker exclusives or off markets. So they're talking to Redfin about doing something. This kind of is becoming, there's going to be, this industry is changing at a pace we've never seen before. There's going to be wars out there taking place. So I continue to tell people, it doesn't matter if you like Zillow. Would we rather us have the exclusive and not have Keller Williams be included in this? Absolutely. But the bottom line is, in some cases, your enemy is your friend when you're in the trenches. And right now, we're in a situation where you got Compass, who's now by far the largest broker in the country, now that they bought all of those brands, are trying to say, well, we're going to take all of our listings out of MLS and put it over here. So we're trying to counter, because I think that we are in much better shape than they are when we're sitting in the living room or kitchen or wherever talking to sellers saying, listen, these guys are over here with less than 20% of the entire market, and we're still in MLS. Our job is to create interest and activity and get you as much exposure as possible. So we're trying to figure out, what do we do if that happens, which I think is reasonable to expect it will happen, to make sure that what is our presentation, what is our value, and what differentiates us from what they're trying to do over there. They're going to sell something over there, but when you have a broker exclusive on a $350,000 house, that 15, 20% of a market is getting eyeballs on, I don't see how that's in the best interest of the client, right? At the end of the day, we want to have access to MLS for everybody to see those things. Zillow is by far, continues to be the giant in that world. So these are both things that we'll be announcing, assuming I get this contract signed today, which I'm fairly confident I will on 1,000 watt. That are things that we're doing on a network-wide level. Jimmy Burgess said in my Monday call, he said, it's fun to finally be on the offense where we're out there literally going out there and cutting these deals and getting these things done to give value, where we felt like because of these lawsuits and everything's been taking place the last 3 or 4 years, we've been on the defense. So there's been a fundamental mindset change on what we're doing out there. So to me, I hope you guys see value in these type of things, but questions on either the 1,000 watt deal or the Zillow preview deal? Yes?
So
maybe, yeah, go ahead.
the preview, if you do coming soon and the listing agent gets stuff then, but when it goes live?
So if you do coming soon and you put it, let's just assume we have the ability to syndicate it. So during that coming soon period, if that goes to a flex agent, that'll be registered, and we got to figure out the reporting system there. They sell them any house period, you're going to get a 10%. The listing size, you get a 10% referral fee, okay? Once it becomes live, then that 10% referral fee goes away, yes. So this is just on the coming soon part of it. Someone had a hand up back there, I apologize.
Okay, so on the coming
And I'm going to get Q&A out to all of you guys on this whole program, hopefully yet today.
So on the flex agent, so they're going to get the coming soon as well. So now a flex agent's going to get your listing, and then they're going to see that before, and so we still can't show it till that goes live.
Still can't show it till it goes live.
But they get access, the flex agents get access to it as well.
Well, basically, every agent, right on coming soon today, every agent gets access to it because it goes to MLS. It doesn't get syndicated. So the agents have the exact same access. It is now, you have substantially additional buyers who are having access to it because it's online.
So to me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You know, I'm not so the flex agents, okay, Amanda.
No flex agents are in the room, so go ahead.
No, I mean, so the flex agents, they're taking our listings. I mean, that's what's happening.
Basically.
Everybody doesn't know
that's how
that
that's
here.
how yeah, Realtor.com,
I know it's been on
Zillow.
forever.
Yeah.
So why don't we do something, I know because that's where Zillow makes their money.
Yep.
One of the areas they make
Yeah,
their money.
that's where they make the majority of their money.
Okay.
On the buyer side.
So how can we okay, if I'm not going to spend that much money to be a flex agent, which is hard.
Well, basically, it's a 40% referral fee.
I know,
Yeah.
but still,
Yeah.
they're taking stuff that we've worked for
Right.
in our listing. And
That's what they're
giving the
monetizing.
names. That's what they're,
Yep.
right? Isn't there anything we can do to help that? So the majority of the agents, because I know.
I've said in a lot of national meetings about this, and just the simple math is the number I gave before. Their range of monthly visitors is 220 to 250. We now have Homes.com is at 100 million. That doesn't even count Redfin, which is at like 35, 40 million. 99% of buyers go online to each one of these portals. And I don't know how, in my understanding, Google's working to get in that world now. I don't know how that ever is going to disappear.
So there was a
and
lawsuit,
because if we
right?
go and say, think about this, if we're sitting with the seller and we say to the seller, we're never going to syndicate your property to anybody, I guarantee you the next agent that walks in who says, I'm going to syndicate it so every one of these 230 million unique visitors has the opportunity to see it, we're going to lose those listings. So for years, 15 years ago, that was the conversation. How do we stop this? How do we build our own portal? How do we do something to compete against this? And if you remember, NAR, completely disaster failure, spent millions and millions of dollars trying to compete against these guys and just fell on their face. So I don't know how we're going to ever stop them collecting our data and getting referral fees, because I don't know in good conscience how you tell a seller, I'm not going to put your property out there for everybody to see it, because that's where everyone goes.
So wasn't there a lawsuit, though? I thought there was a lawsuit on the same issue.
There's a buyer lawsuit, which we've been dismissed from, and I just saw Keller Williams settled for $20 million. There's a lawsuit. There's so many lawsuits out there.
That says
Zillow and Compass are suing each other all the time. Zillow's being sued for basically their flex program about referral fees.
Right. So
yes. So that is yet to be
at?
seen. I had a meeting with Zillow executives up in Minneapolis in December, Shannon. Is that when I went up there for a day? I'm like, if we're going somewhere in December to meet, maybe let's go south. let's not go to Minneapolis. That didn't seem to be a great idea. I told them the same thing I told the Berkshire Hathaway and Home Services people. I'm like, I feel like we were maybe a little arrogant and thinking, oh, how can we lose this lawsuit? Because there was no price fixing. There is no price fixing today. There was no price fixing 15 years ago. There's never been price fixing. You guys don't even charge the same thing to your own. You charge someone 6 and someone else 5.5 and someone else 5. And within this organization, we have different, right? We're signing commission adjustment forms all the time. There's no, everybody charges 6 or 7 or any single number. So, but I said there was really a sense of arrogance. And I said, I listened to you guys. It seems like there is. Chris Kelly and I, who runs Home Services, are supposed to jump on a call with their attorneys. We've all been running around and been too busy to coordinate that, for them to give us a rundown of what the status of that lawsuit is. I said, Chris, there's no reason for us not to jump on this call. I'd like, whether we agree or disagree with what their stance is, it'd be really good for us to hear from their attorneys, what they feel about this. But the answer is yes, there is a lawsuit going on against Zillow. As I understand it, it is really focused on the Flex program, because I had a number of Flex agents across the country call me saying, because some of the agents were named. Zillow is defending those agents at this point in time. So we'll see how this shakes out. Yes.
So I have a quick question. So say this all works out and Fred wants me to say my name. I'm Julian. Delaguardia. So say this deal all works out, everything goes well, and we get the access where the MLS Great Plains allows us to put the coming soons into Zillow.
Yep.
So are they going to do something exclusively for us when we go to those appointments and say, hey, not everyone in the MLS can do the coming soons and it can go on Zillow, or is that going to be something that's going to be for everyone?
Great question. One is the people excluded will be Better Homes and Gardens.
Good.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're in a battle, so let's hit them in the face, right?
Yes.
So in the verbiage is anyone is excluded that has another deal. Well, Compass and Redfin has a deal. Better Homes and Gardens, Caldwell Banker, Century 21, Sotheby's, Encompass all fall under that arrangement. So those people will not be able to be put on Zillow because of that.
Perfect. It's either join us or fall.
And Compass actually tried to get Zillow to change some rule about a month and a half ago, and the courts knocked that down. They sided with Zillow. So far, they've been siding with Zillow a fair amount on these things. The second thing is this. So this will be opened up to Nebraska Realty and ABC Real Estate Company. But here's the deal. Remember what I said in the very beginning. They're not getting the 10% referral fee back. So they can put it on there. Again, this I think gives us a competitive advantage. So RE/MAX, I don't know, we have 7 RE/MAX agents in Nebraska. Not many. I don't know what it is, but it's not a lot. I don't have friends. I'm not looking for more friends, okay? Okay? And you have Keller Williams. So, I mean, we're talking about, not to be rude, we took them off our charts because the 2 Keller Williams combined used to have 5% market share, and they're what, at 1% now? 1.5. Yeah.
Right.
So,
it would still be.
So the bottom line is, the number of competitors that we have that are getting the referral fee are like next to none.
Which is fantastic, and it'd be so new still that we could still advertise it in our listings, like, hey, this is a new benefit that we have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I would tell my seller I'm getting 10%.
No, not that, but
referral
just,
fee, but
but it going into the the coming soon, going into Zillow like it's never has before.
Yeah. So we're creating a Q&A for you guys as agents to understand this, and then we're creating a Q&A for the consumer to understand it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I think these are big deals that we're doing, and we have to be strategic, and we have to put aside our biases, and we have to say, what helps us add value, right, to create exposure for our buyers and sellers. And we're not going to love everything we do. I still don't love Zillow. I was arguing with him the other day about something. I mean, we're going to continue to have arguments, but I'd rather us have arguments than not. Was she giving a speaker to somebody out there, or she just quit for the day? Okay. All right. Any other questions? Yes, Jay. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
That's the exact question.
So Showcase, that's why I was arguing with Zillow, by the way. So we lost our exclusive for a month. And in that month, a Better Homes and Gardens team was contacted by Zillow because they had the retail side and they had the enterprise side. And then they put together supposedly 4 or 5 teams that for a year bought 120 or 130 tokens. I'm trying to get a straight answer. And I'm like, when those tokens run out, supposedly, then they're done. But I was pissed about this subject. So we are back on the exclusive right now, but we have got to continue to hit that they're on 60 days right now. I want 90-day exclusives, so we're arguing about that. But so in that 30-day window, there's 4 or 5 people that ended up signing 6-month contracts. So yeah. So I was not happy about that. But in December, if you remember, late December, I think, Jay, I said, we got to push these people, we got to do this. We were sitting right below that threshold to keep our exclusive. And so they let us keep it for a month, and then we lost it for a month in February. So that was a little problematic. But we do have a good relationship with Zillow, even though we don't agree on a lot of things. There's things we're never going to agree on, to be honest with you. I mean, we're never going to love that they're taking our stuff for free and charging it back to us, right? But that's the world we live in now, and I want to live in the real world. To ignore the reality of how consumers act would be, stupid on our part. So, any other questions on that, guys? All right. Agents, when closing is delayed or any changes, make sure to prepare an addendum. Text is not enough. So I don't know who put this down here, but that's good. So I mean, right, we know that if you have a change to your contract, prepare an addendum. And here's the bottom line on these things. Clarity. You cannot over-communicate, right? If you think there's any gray area in something you're writing, right, when we were sending the real estate commission, I mean, write an extra 2 sentences to make it crystal clear what the intent of the buyer or seller, whoever you're representing is, and have everybody sign that. So any changes, please reduce that to addendum. I totally would agree with that statement. And get it to the title company, yes. Measure homes. We did have a situation where there was a home off 400 square feet where we've got somebody arguing about that. And what you don't want to use, don't use the assessor's office numbers. And there's a disclaimer in there, but the disclaimer, it doesn't hold up in court, by the way, okay? That's the problem. I mean, you have a responsibility. Hire somebody to measure the houses or measure them yourself. If you do have a new construction house or a newer house, you can use the blueprint. You just need to verify with the seller that they didn't bump out 2 feet here or make an addition there or something like that. But if you're looking at the blueprint, you can pretty much walk around the house in pretty fast order, figure out, is this the way this house was built or not? So if you've got a blueprint, I'm perfectly fine with that. That's probably actually more accurate than somebody coming out to measure it. But short of that, you've got to measure it. Do not take the previous listing agent's number and do not take the county's numbers. Okay? We've got, I don't know if that's been resolved yet or not, but we've got an issue going on with that right now. Email signature block name must be same size. Okay, so you're talking about, again, this comes back to Matt, right? So this comes back to social media, anything. Anytime the agent name appears in anything real estate related, the broker's name has got to be next to it and the same size. So it's not just social media. It's like in your signature page of an email, it's the same thing. So if you've got a signature down there and your name's this big and the broker's name is this big, that's not going to work. So it's got to be connected, and the law in Nebraska is it has to be at least as large, right? It can be 50-50, but it can't be smaller than the name of the other agent. The broker's name has got to be as big as the agent's name. Apologize. Give a launch update for new broker exclusives. Jay, give us an update. Jay, I called Jay last week at, I think, 3:30 in the afternoon to ask him some stuff on this coming soon. And he was slurring his words. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm in Jamaica? Don't worry about coming soon. I'll take care of that later. I'm like, I don't understand one word you're saying. Go back to the beach. Was it tequila or rum, Jay?
What?
Tequila or rum?
It was rum.
Rum, okay.
All right.
Well, he sounded like he was having fun to me.
Yeah. It was fun down there. Much warmer than here. Broker exclusive. So we are going to be making a change. It's going to be by the end of the month. So we're going to transition.
Todd Bartusik, I hope you're happy.
Yeah, where's Todd?
Well, we'll see. If not, act it, okay?
Yeah. It'll be better. It'll be better. Okay. Well, so the way it's going to transition, instead of the Excel spreadsheet, it will be in, we have our Reliance website, which everybody has a website. So there's a back end on that we'll be able to add it just like it looks like a listing. And so you'll be able to search for broker exclusives as if it's a listing. And then you can also then share it to your client, and they just will have to log in when they log in to register, it'll look like a lead on Reliance. But then they can view all the pictures, they can view all the information. And the cool thing is if you decide to go in, we can add exactly what we have on broker exclusives now, some of that data. But if you want to go back into Reliance, just like on an MLS listing, you can go add as much details about the property as you want. So they can share it. You can share them to other agents if you want to as well now, right from that site. So, and then the other thing, I don't think Josh is here. What we're trying to work on too is they just launched to where it's a single sign-on. So whatever your sign-on right now for getting into Outlook and everything, that we can switch that. So instead of having a separate login for the Reliance site, that it can just be the single sign-on as well. So it'll make it a little bit easier. What we're working on is we're still sending those. We want to still send those out via email as they come on board, and without having the staff do double the work. How we can still send out that email and then have it directed to that site. So we're working on that, but it should all happen within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But it'd be like as if you're looking on the
MLS. We realized we needed a better experience there, and we think we have a solution. So hopefully we do.
Yeah, but we're planning on still filling. You guys can fill out that form. The staff will still put it in for you, but if you'll be able to log in and add any more information, any pictures at any time, and it'll be a much easier experience for you guys to look on a map or in a list view, like you're looking on MLS, to find houses and then sending them off to your clients. So I'm excited for it. Should look good.
Yes. Can you repeat the question?
Yep, we'll have it, and then we're hopefully every time we send out an email too, that'll have that link to the site and the weekly update with all of them. We'll have that. We're hoping to continue that process. We just got to see how we can do that without doing double work.
Repeat the question because they can't hear the.
Oh, the question was, will we have a link on the A&B Agent Tools to that website? Yeah, we'll have that on A&B Agent Tools. I'll put it right at the top so it's easy for everybody. Correct. You won't even have to forward. You'll just share the listing, and they'll be able to see all the just like you're sharing a listing from the MLS. You'll share it, and then they'll log in, and then they can see all the pictures, all the data about that. They'll have to, because we still have to have it locked down. But it'll be just a share.
Because
they'll
broker,
put in a username
again, remember,
and
broker exclusive is we can't put that on social media. We can't send out mass emails to the entire market. We can't.
So once they sign in on the Reliance site, then
they'll see it. Correct. So you guys, it's actually the same. They have it. You guys all have Reliance sites right now that not everybody uses, and so it's like them coming in as a lead, signing in, so they can search. They'll see that broker exclusive. Plus, they can do other searches for other houses on that site as well. So we'll do a training on it, but it's going to be much better than using just an Excel spreadsheet.
And remember, a year ago they changed that broker exclusives. We do have the ability to call agents and other brokerages now on one-off situations. We can't send it to an entire office or entire company, but that is, we've got the ability to reach more people today than we did in the past, because in the past, right, we get turned into all the time to the MLS of like, well, my agent found out about this and needs to go into MLS. So
but look for more information here in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
We'll have that out for you guys.
Thank you, Jay. Sorry, that's not yours. Okay. Jennifer, in regards to FinCEN, starts March 1st, had some people doing LLCs for purchase. So your conversation was on, you want to give her a mic real quick? I don't want to misquote this, okay? So FinCEN is starting, title companies are having to get all that done for people that are in LLCs, right, or have entities or corporations? No? Go ahead.
So it came into effect March 1st.
Yep.
We're talking about it in our office because I actually have one going on right now.
Okay.
So we're using this one as a guinea pig. So I reached out to Melanie. I've got a buyer. He's an LLC. It's only if they're cash. Okay? So it's only if they're cash. I was getting confused. Yeah, there's a number.
Is anyone here from ATS Title? Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Okay, so I reached out to
I just want to make
Melanie.
sure we have these, we're talking right
Yeah,
here.
I reached out to Melanie. I'm doing my buyer's cost sheet. I said, what do I add? So for right now, I added $250 to his. I don't know what other title companies are charging. We don't know. I'm asking Melanie. We're using this one to learn as an office. So Jess gave me an example of the paperwork that they're going to send to that person that they have to fill out, which he received last Friday. And they need to fill that out and get it back. We went through it to see if it's a trust, there's certain things, if it's an LLC. They don't fill it all out, but we went through parts of that. We're gonna do that together. And then the sooner they get that back, the better. We're not closing until May, so we've got time. But if you've got somebody that wants to close quicker, the minute they get that email, and Melanie, I hope I'm saying this right, they need to print that out, they need to fill it out, they need to get it back to title.
So I thought it's everyone that had an entity, like an LLC or a trust or something like that. Is that wrong? It's only cash.
Or if the bank doesn't have an anti-money laundering department, like they were saying, Farmers Mutual doesn't have it.
I should have brought my cheat sheet because I didn't know I was getting called on here. But if it is a cash transaction or it is not an AML money laundering approved loan financial institution, those would still come into play. But trust, LLCs, what else? I've got it. We'll send it out. We've got a cheat sheet. But for the most part, the sooner you get that information to us, the better. We cannot close unless we have that before
So we
closing.
had to fill this out for a lot that I bought in Hartwood Estates, right? And so even, it doesn't matter if it's land or commercial or residential, and it was because it was cash. That's why I had to fill it out. I thought it was because it's LLC, but no. Okay.
And the reason that this is all happening, and you guys, we actually...
Because we got a lot of drug dealers running through here. They're coming up from Puerto Vallarta, where we were a couple weeks ago. The cartel's coming up here, laundering their money.
The federal government had picked 2 states. They started with New York and Florida. And they found 46% of those deals were fraudulent. That's why. Okay?
We got, I think, a couple hands. 1, 2, 3.
So I guess what I'm trying to tell everybody is if you write an offer, you have a cash buyer, he's your investor or whatever, or she, it's an LLC, it's cash, just let them know this is coming.
Be ahead of the game.
Be ahead of the game.
And the title company should notify them immediately, right? I would hope.
I would say we turned it in maybe on Monday, he got it on Friday.
Okay.
And
Good.
so we're gonna do it together, we're gonna send it back, we're gonna watch every step of the way. When we're done, then I'm gonna share it with everybody at the office, exactly what we went through and how to do it.
Okay. The fee.
If it ends up being a rush, there's going to be an extra $100.
Okay.
So I watched a brief video on this, and so for every cash buyer that we have going forward, this is something that, no, only for investors. Okay.
So cash buyers, individuals are not, now this is primarily for entities, right?
And is it just like an addendum to some extent?
I
got a lot to learn, I'm so sorry.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so LLCs mostly and trusts.
Yeah, entities,
Okay.
entities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 to 4 unit residential properties. So it could be commercial if it's 1 to 4 units. Cash.
Well, that was my question a second ago. I did on a lot.
The purpose of your lot is for residential, though, is that's why it got called.
So it's lot or 1 to 4 properties then, right?
Yeah, if it's residential, I mean, they have to
So
track.
residential lot would be okay.
The main thing is they have to track where the money's coming from. So we have a full presentation that has been sent through Berkshire, that you guys can see the full presentation that was given by Chicago Title Underwriters. You guys have access to that. We've got a cheat sheet that we're kind of putting together off of what the OABR review had printed, because there's a couple of corrections in that. But if you have questions, check with your closer. But it is documentation we need before you can close.
All right, and we're almost out of time, and we're losing people here. Heather, real quick, can you talk about, make sure that we're using the first right of refusal addendum versus just putting verbiage in there, kind of what's happened?
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of agents write their own first right to purchase
Buyer's
in
agent,
section
because it has
10,
a timeline in
writing
there,
their
it
own
has
wording,
some
and it
rules
doesn't
and
give you as
regulations.
much
If you exceed that time,
protection
it
as
also,
a
as
seller's
seller
agent
tells
or
that buyer
buyer.
that they cannot accept an offer with another home sale contingency. So if you do that, that's great. Also, if you accept an offer while you have a first right to purchase, make sure that you write in there that second offer, that this is subject to being released from the first offer with the previous first right to purchase, because we've had a couple agents, luckily not ours, that have sold a house twice. So just make sure that you guys are writing wording in there that this is a backup offer or subject to being released from a previous offer. Big deals about that. Also, timelines for inspections. If you are that backup offer with the first right to purchase, maybe put in there that inspection timeline to begin once notified of becoming the primary offer. Earnest deposit to be delivered once it's become the primary offer. Things like that to protect your people. These addendums are in place for a purpose, and so just make sure you're taking care of your buyers and sellers. And then last is sellers finding suitable housing. If you have the buyer or the seller on that, you want to make sure there's a timeline for that as well. I've seen some
don't leave that
ones.
open-ended.
And so you guys are stuck in these contracts until that closing date, which could be like 4 months out if you don't have a timeline in your contract. So just be careful with your wording.
Perfect. So convention guys, who else going again? We're excited to see you there. I received an email from someone today, which I thought was pretty cool, saying I can't make it for some health reasons, but they're like, and this is totally how I feel. I got emotional when I read the email. Is like, when I'm going on stage as president of the network, I really am going as a representation of all of us here, right? It's not just me. It's always been a team, and so I take a sense of pride of what we've built and being here with you guys. So know that it's, when I'm going up there, it's for all of us. So I'm excited. Sand volleyball starts. We need more teams because we can't have Jay Brown's team being the worst team every year. Please. We had someone call yesterday and say, we had someone call yesterday and said, "What can our kids come?" And they're 10, 11, 13. I'm like, Jay Brown, I think his team is going to win some games this year. We're like, I don't think it'll be very competitive, but you can definitely bring your team together. So we'd love to get more volleyball teams. We have a lot of fun. I buy some beers. So the Good Guy Award, Ron.
First of all, I'd like to thank Kevin Baumeister for giving me the honor of the Good Guy Award. It's the second time since I've been here for 21 years, so I don't know what I did right. But Kevin, I had cancer back in 2016. Everything is fine, got through it, but sometimes the cure can be as bad as the cause. Then there's the depression you get, whether you're going to make it or not. But so when Kevin had the similar situation, which he got through, everything is fine. I understood what he was going through, so I get him an attaboy and just kind of support him as much as I can. So today I'd like to give it to another one of our agents who had throat cancer, and he told me there were so many times he wanted to give up. He said the pain he went through with throat cancer and the treatments, and then, do I want to keep on doing this? But he said it was his daughters that kept him going. So I'd like to pass this on to Lance Cole.
Guys, thank you. No, yes, go ahead.
For those that are not going to convention next week, Ambassador Title is sponsoring for free 3 hours of an art credit session on Wednesday of next week, the 25th. You need to RSVP by Monday. Right here.
And Carrie Transitions, do I get this right? You guys are having an open house Saturday, March 21st, 12 to 3 here? Where's that at?
It's like on corner.
We'll send that out. Get that to us and we'll send that out to everybody, okay? Perfect. Okay. Guys, thank you very much. Have a great day. Don't go to those Irish bars because bad things happen there.